Hey, what's going on? So today I'm going to be working on trying to fix a leak in a shower. I do not think it is the drain. I already ran the shower for like 5 minutes and it didn't leak anymore. Famous last words. It actually did end up leaking on another test I did, so I will be replacing the drain later on in the video. And here's how they knew it was leaking. Obviously been leaking for quite a while. There's a bucket catching the water, which is about a third full right now. And the shelf's all obvious signs of water damage. And so I think it's leaking out of like the caulking around it. This is like a plastic unit corner shower here. So basically just plastic walls and a plastic base, and everything's caulked into place. So you can see I've already pulled out the caulk on this side. I'll show you some pictures of what this looked like before right now. So here's that same corner we were just looking at. You can see where the metal track meets the shower base. They used a white caulk. It's done very poorly. And then on the left side where the wall panel meets the shower base, they used a different kind of white caulk, and it's cracked all the way along. And here's what the back corner looked like before I started messing with it. And here's that same corner after I cleaned out the right side. They just gobbed on silicone in the corner there. It's white over there, white silicone, and then this is like a whitish caulk. This is like hard. It's not flexible like silicone, so I'm not sure what that is. It's cracked. You can see there's a big crack right there. And then back to a very nice silicone caulk job. So you can see on the outside of the shower here, on the drywall and the baseboard, there's obvious water damage. And it's not as bad as on the other side, but there's a little hole in the drywall there. The other spot that it might be leaking a little bit is right behind here. I can see that the screw's not in all the way, like when I push on this. So I don't know if that might be doing it, so I don't know. Basically I'm gonna remove all of the silicone and redo all of that, as well as this seam here was never done, as well, and the track along the whole side of the shower on both sides was never done. So I'm going to add some silicone in there too. So the only other place it could be getting in is along this gasket here. I'm not sure if it is or not. It might be getting into this track and then working its way all the way down and then getting in the wall there. So I might clean all this up and just put a bead of silicone over this while I'm at it. And then the bottom of the door doesn't have any sort of rubber seal or anything, so I'm going to see if I can find something to get there to help keep the water from being able to get out. Because you can see outside the door here, there's obvious signs of water leakage. So yeah, I don't know exactly what's causing it. Obviously there's some damage there. There's separate damage over here. I don't know if the caulking is because of that or this or the other thing. You know, there's so many pieces and parts in play here, and water will find a path. So I'm gonna try to eliminate as many of them as I can. But like I said, it's not the drain because I ran the shower for like 5 minutes and it didn't leak. So to remove all of the caulking, here's the tools that I used. A knife with a hook blade on it, a really stiff putty knife that's probably 1.5 inches wide, and a razor blade scraper thingy bob. And basically I just used all 4 of those tools, whatever seems appropriate at the time, to kind of scrape at this and get it all off. I do a majority of the work with the razor blade. It does a really good job on the silicone. On this harder stuff, didn't really get it off. So I did use the hook blade to get in there, kind of on an angle and get it off. And the razor blade as well to get at it. And then use the stiff putty knife to scrape it like this. And then the razor blade, I actually go this direction, which helps get the silicone off, because when you use your finger to put it on, it tends to like squirt out the sides. So the razor blade gets that off all the way down to the plastic. You just want to be really careful not to scratch this. So once I get all of the silicone removed, I'm going to use a Dawn and vinegar mixture to clean everywhere that I'm going to be putting this stuff, because there's like soap scum and hard water, and I want to make sure that it's super clean where the new silicone is going on. So if you haven't seen that video, I did a video about that. I'll put a link for that down in the description. about the Dawn in vinegar. It is like an amazing shower cleaner. It will take this stuff, like you can't even see through this glass. It'll take it off instantly. Hey, if you're getting anything of value out of this right now, go down below and click that thumbs up button. And when you're down there, hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell right next to the subscribe button and click all. That way you can be notified when I release new videos. All right, it's all scraped. I just cleaned it really well. I wiped it down with water a few times just to make sure there was no residual Dawn and vinegar left. And I'm gonna put a fan in here and let it run overnight and then come in tomorrow and put new silicone in. Okay, so it's that time to dry overnight. I've got silicone here. I've got almond and clear. So I'm gonna do almond along the bottom where the almond meets the almond. And also here because I couldn't get everything off, so I wanna just make sure that's covered. I'm gonna do clear up the sides, clear there so it doesn't really stick out. And then I'm also gonna go around this bead here on the glass just to make sure that's sealed. So with clear. Okay, so I also just scraped out everything along the outside here and here, and I'm gonna coat that with the almond just in case. I think some water is getting in here and down in this crack, so I just want to get that nice and sealed up good too. Okay, so the outside's all done. I even caulked with silicone, clear silicone across some of these gaps here. And there's the inside. That's got clear, you can kind of see it reflecting in that crack there. So, it's all good. Almond on the bottom, clear up the top. Same thing over on this side. All right, so I also picked up this plastic Weatherstrip. It's white, I wish it was clear, but whatever. So I added that to the bottom of the door there. I cleaned it first. And I added it to the inside too, and this little piece of metal's on an angle, so it should help give this like a little drip edge. And then I added a piece to right there, which closes up the gap when the door's closed. So now you can't see, you can see in there that little hole. So the hope is just to try to block some of the water from being able to get in there, and I don't know, trying to do everything I can to keep the water in here instead of out there. So I let that sit 24 hours and I came back and ran the water, and it was actually now leaking from the drain, which it didn't on my initial test. So I pulled that big nut off right here and got that free and pulled the seal out, which is like a paper seal. It was soaking wet. Went upstairs and started pulling the drain off, which is 2 tabs. You just pry it off like that. If the nut was still on, just that chrome piece would come off, but considering I already took the nut off the bottom, the whole piece was going to come out. So we got this rubber seal here, which is pretty much shot. And this is all wet and dirty, so I'm going to clean that out really well and dry it out, get a new drain, and put it back together. So now I've got the new drain. This is the paper gasket that goes between the big nut on the bottom and the actual drain piece on top. I got a new one. I'm going to install this, and instead of using the rubber gasket, I'm going to use silicone. That's what my plumber always uses because he says it will end up lasting longer. These things tend to dry out and go bad. Or if that nut ever comes loose again, like it was, if it's siliconed, it'll have more protection than with just the rubber gasket. Okay, so there's the new one installed. Looks good. All right, so I tightened up the nut, and it had that little paper washer so that it would slide easy, so not plastic on plastic, so that's all good. All right, I don't know if you can hear that, but there's water running and there's no leak, so it worked. Now I've just got a white piece of plywood I'm just gonna pop up there, screw it in, and leave an access panel, so if this ever happens again, they can access it. All right, so the shower didn't leak. It's all set. It's gonna last for a long time to come, and it looks great. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up down below. It really does help the channel and help this video get seen by more people. Make sure you check out all of my links in the description, including the video that I was talking about earlier, which is also right here. So click that, that's the Dawn and Vinegar video, and YouTube's gonna suggest a video that it thinks that you're gonna like to watch as well. And if you're not already a subscriber, click right here to subscribe to the channel. All right, I'll see you on the next video. Bye.